Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm on for my first tutorial with the goodies that Pandahall Selected sent me. So their link is down below, as is the individual link to the products that I will be using for my 2 tutorials for them. There will also be a code for 10% off your first order if you're interested in checking out what they've got. But they have stacks and stacks of crafty goodies. And one of the things I found when I was looking on their website was these loose leaf ring binders. And these fascinated me, so I thought I'd grab some, and I want to show you today the project that I had in mind when I got these. So it's been heaps and heaps of fun, and I'm a little bit addicted now. So firstly, they do have a habit of sticking together like that when I put them in the bag. I'll keep them separate from now on. So we'll grab one of the rings and I'll show you what I've been doing. So I thought that these were a great size for your playing cards. And I've been collecting playing cards and I have stacks of the things. I have ones with nice pictures and that, which I like to keep for my journals, but I also have a lot of plain ones that I've been going to alter and never gotten around to it. So I thought these are just a perfect size to put on these rings. And I have fallen in love with collaging, and I need a lot of practice. And most of the collages I do are big pages, so I thought it would be nice to try collaging on a smaller scale. Just a really fun, simple project to do when you're sitting down watching TV and you've got some junk mail or magazines around with little pictures in. So I thought we make our artist trading cards, ATCs, and we make our altered playing cards, APCs. So I'm calling these CPCs for collaged playing cards, because all I do with them is collage with magazine bits and pieces, really. So to put them on the rings, what I've been doing is using a ruler and grabbing a card as a template, and just measuring in about 1/2 centimetre or 2/16 of an inch. You can go a bit further in if you want to, but I'll do the 1/2 centimetre for this tutorial. And then I rule a line down there. Then I grab my rings and put them up against the edge with the line. And then I just do a dot near the line where each ring is, in the middle of each ring. And try not to move my card. Just like that. And then I grab my crocodile. Of course, you can use any hole punch you like. Now, initially I used the small hole, and that was fine. It fits on the rings good. But because it's a little tight, it is quite hard at times to move all your cards if you want to have a quick look through at them. So I then reverted to using the bigger hole. So what I do is find my dot. Now, because I'm using the bigger hole, I do take it in a bit. So the line that I've drawn is sort of near the bottom of my circle there. And you can do it wherever you like, but I figured that just ensures that the card doesn't break, hopefully. And punch out your 3 holes. Just getting your dot in the centre. Now that dot, yes, it's that one. Looks like I have 2 dots there. And then I keep that first one as a template so that I don't need to measure it all up next time. Then it's good to check that it fits on your rings. Now, as I showed in the unboxing, the rings do turn a bit, so you can just straighten them up like that. And then slip your card over the top, then close it up. And it's done. So as I said, that's going to be our template. So what I do then is grab just a stack of cards. I've got 5 here. I can put my template on the top of one, so. and just do a dot smack bang in the center of the circles that I've previously punched. Put that on top of my stack of cards. You can clip these together if you're worried they're going to move. And for this hole, we will punch it. We'll make sure our little pen circle, our pen dot is right smack bang in the middle. And punch our 3 holes. Now you can do this either before or after you collage your cards. If you collage afterwards, then you just turn it over and you'll be able to see these holes, and you just use them as a guide to repunch the holes through your collage. Put your template away for next time you need it. And then use one of your cards to start collaging. So I have a few bits that I've prepared here, of course, for the sake of this video. So here's my card. It's got the 3 holes in it. And first of all, I've just backed a piece of, it looks like a painting from an artist on there that I got out of a magazine. So that's my background there. So of course we want the holes on the left-hand side to be able to turn it the way we want it. And I have a lizard, a clock, and it looks like beer. Or something like that. Could be ginger beer. Not sure. Bit suspect. So, and I've got a book to do my gluing on. But I think we will put our lizard. He's going to be drinking his beer. Bit like that. So that is it. It's very simple, but I love the way it's turned out. And these cards, you can't fit a lot onto them, so it's a great beginning project if you've never done collages before. And these will be heaps of fun to trade with your friends who do collaging as well, because they'd be easy to send in an envelope. So what I have done is last night I stayed up way too late and I made a little collage book with my rings, the way I showed you. And I did this first page, which says collage. Again, just a boring background piece that I wouldn't use for anything else, and some flower and some vases. I've got that one. That is a field of flowers, some bottles. Love this one, very simple. And this one. And so I'm leaving the back plain like that as the plain card. But if I was to send this off for a swap with someone else, I would put my details on the back. That was my thinking there. And that one. There's beer o'clock in that one as well, and burger time. So now we can add our new one. So we just undo our rings. So these are so handy for this sort of thing. And you could use Project Life cards, scrap board, or whatever you like to make one of these. But I just thought, because I always have an excess of playing cards around, that it would be a great way to use them. So we've got to repunch our holes. So I'll use the holes that are in there as a guide to see where to punch. We can put our new card on, close it. Now whenever I want to have a look, I can flip through, or if I want to find one to give to someone else. Isn't it cool? I love that lizard. So it's so much fun. Highly recommend making something like this. heaps and heaps of fun for these little bits. These were so cheap, and you get the selection of the silver and the bronze, the gold and the black, and I think it was 3 of each by the looks. So plenty to do a whole stack of these. For my next project for Pandahall, I am using a book cover and I want to do a collage on it. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'll just put the music back on and I'll see you at the end of it. So I have my finished collage here. I did go over it again with another coat of matte medium. So what I decided I'd do with this, because it is a book cover and that, is use some of the beautiful corners that I got from Pandahall Selected to put on our frame before we hang it. I think that's a really cool way of jazzing it up a bit. So you just push these on. This one's almost going to stay as it is. That's looking pretty good. And then you get your pliers and you can just curl that bit down to hold on. Like that. And now we've got a book corner on there. And I think that looks really nice. So I'll repeat that process. And there we go, all finished, and I love it. So what I'll do now is attach a hanger somehow. I might put holes in it with my crocodile and add eyelets to hang. Or I'll do something at the back, but I think I'll probably put holes in and put some ribbon, maybe some brown ribbon. And then I'll be able to hang it up. Next product that I'd like to use from Pandahall Selected are these ribbon clamps. I love these, so much fun to play with. Never used them before, so I'm not too good, but yeah, they are great. So I had a bit of a play with them last night, which I'll show what I did afterwards, but I thought I will do something with yous now beforehand. So what I did was raid my fabric scraps, and I just made some little strips. So I've got these ones lined up ready to go. Great stash busting project, this one as well. Now I've done a few different variations, but I'll just do these with you now. So I just want to layer these up very simply. Now this one's a bit crooked. Just cut that a little bit, stick that on top. I love that fabric, and I think that's the last piece of it I can find at the moment, unless I've got some scraps elsewhere. So I thought it'd be nice to use it like this. And then we're just going to clip them together. So I will find the size that I want. I'll be buying more of these, that's for sure. I think that's big enough. Now I find it a bit fiddly trying to hold it while I start squishing it, but get the hang of it after a while. And the other issue that I have sometimes is clamping it on crooked. So you can just squeeze it together. And I'll try and straighten it up. And I like to do it from these edges. This is where it's good to have your fabric cut straight, because I push the fabric up in there, and if the fabric's crooked, this will end up crooked. So I'll just straighten it as I go. And then just clamp that down so it holds nicely. And that to me is a lovely little dangle to put on a pocket. This would be all right inside your journal, so you could hang it from a tag, hang it from a pocket or a page somewhere, or on your outside cover, or on a spine if you just want something little and flattish. You can also add to it if you wanted to, but I think they're beautiful little scrappy dangles. So I'll make this one as well. So put that at the back. And like I said, if you've got some bits of your favourite fabrics, or laces or ribbons, it's a nice way to use them. Use that last little bit up. So put that like that. And just so much fun to make this sort of little thing. It doesn't take long. Anyone can do it. And you can make heaps of embellishments for your journals all ready to go. So just squeeze that down. You can see it's moving off a bit there, so I'll just hold it where I want it. And now we've got two beautiful little dangles, fabric dangles that we can use. So what I did yesterday ahead of time is I made, so yeah, if you grab all your scraps out, This is the first one I did, which isn't the best, but I'd still use it. I made some ribbon ones with your little end pieces of ribbon. So they're sort of like ribbon tassels, and I think they're quite cute. They look better if you cut the ends on angles, I reckon, and layer a bit more than I did in this one. But this one's nice and flat. Again, you could just put that on a pocket or a tag. And that one as well. And then I raided some of my little tiny lace scraps. It's just 2 layers of lace. But if you've got a journal where you're using these colours, you could use up some of the scraps like this, and I think that'd look lovely in a journal that's utilising those colours. And then I did this one, sort of vintage tones. Again, just scrappy bits of lace. I've got 4 stacked up there. Because the ribbon clamps open quite wide, you can stack a bit in there before you close it, so which is nice. And then I made some longer ones. So I did this one now. I might see if there's different colours of the clamps, because I think this would look better with gold maybe. But still, I still really like it. So that's a thick wide satin ribbon with a bit of lace and a thinner ribbon underneath that lace. And of course you can add to these, so I might see if I can find something to add to that in a minute. Then I've got this one, which is a sort of brown wider satin lace, and then this sort of gauzy chiffony lace, and then a thin strip over the top, and I clamp off both ends of those. Therefore you can hang a dangle from one end and then clip it to a spine on the other end. And then I've got this one. I think this is my favourite actually. It's your really sheer gauzy lace, and then this lace here, patterned lace, and then another thin strip on top. So that's the type of thing I'll be making with my ribbon clamps. I love them. I mean, you could do anything when it comes to fabric and ribbons and that with these, which is great. So I found a few bits and pieces to embellish a couple of my little ribbon clamp embellishments with. So I've just got some, as usual, scrap pieces here of lacy bits. So I'm going to put them on here, because I think that will do. So let's see how my fabric glue goes for this one. What I do need is some of that so the lace doesn't stick back to my fingers. I'll put something on it, and we'll have a look at that after. I've got this one, and I think for that one we'll put some bling on. I have stacks of this sort of bling, and it just gets all messy when you take it off the sheets, and so I'd like to use it though and not waste it. So I won't use the sticky that they're on. I'll take it off the sticky. And then I might need my picker-rockerer. Should do the middle first, shouldn't I? Must be a bit of glue still on it. It's holding all right too. Maybe I should have left the glue on. So I just want the tiniest bit of this on there. That will do. So that's that one nicely embellished. Add some bling. I like the way that looks. leave that to dry. Now we've got this one. So with this, I thought I made these dangles previously, and I might actually use that. So I think it will go quite nicely. And that's going to go up the top to attach it to a spine. And then I grabbed a couple more beads here. And I have a jump ring from the necklace that I took these beads from. So we'll use that as well. And I'll just get my pliers. Should be able to hook that through our bead and then through our little ribbon clamp. And then join the ring back together. So there we've got the dangle up the top and a little dangle down the bottom. That I really love that. That's definitely my favourite now. Now let's see if our glue has worked. They're not coming off. Yep. So it just took a while to grab. So to finish this one off now, I have another little bit of broken jewellery dangle here. And of course we can add a pin to the top when we want to put it on a journal. That's so pretty. So simple, but very effective. Except for I put this on crooked, but I thought if I hang it from that spot, you won't notice as much, hopefully. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. So I think they're a great idea to make. So what I'm going to do now is grab a book cover to play around with, and we might see how one of our dangles looks on it. So I have a journal here that I've made previously, and what I've done is just punched a hole up here in the spine. It's an old book cover that I've covered in fabric. So punched a hole and just set an eyelet in there. So we'll grab our dangle. Just undo the clip. And then we can put the clip up through there. And do it up. And then we've got a dangle on our spine. And I think that looks really sweet. Something a bit different. And lots of fun. So that's how I intend on using these fabric and ribbon embellishments that I make with the ribbon clamps. So one more thing to do, because we did get the awesome book corners, and I did use them previously on my collage project, but they are made for books. So this is a soft cover. It's actually just an envelope that I've covered in this really cool vintage wallpaper, but I still think it'd look really nice with some corner protectors on there too, and it will protect the wallpaper on the corners. So I thought we'd add these, and these little ones fit really nicely on here, and I think they look really cool, so we will put those on. So I've got my pliers. Now these pliers are nice and smooth on the inside of the drawers there, so it won't damage the outside of our book corners. I'll just add a little bit of pressure, and we just want to squash these little bits down a little bit, and they'll grip onto the book cover. Just like that. First time I ever did this, I pushed really hard and it did put dents into the book corner. But you can always tighten them up if you find that they're a bit loose or anything, but that's on there quite nicely, and that's what it looks like on the inside, and it'll protect the corners nicely. So we will finish off doing the last three. So as you can see, they are very easy to attach. and I think they look really nice. And that book cover is ready to go now. Just need to put something on the inside and some pages, and that will make a nice little journal for me. So I think we will do a recap now of the projects that we've done this time for Pandahall Selected. And we will start with our little collage book. Absolutely love this. So much fun. Definitely going to keep up with doing these. So we got the little rings for that. So the links will all be down below for all the products that I've used. And we can look at all of our collage playing cards. Lots and lots of fun that was. And then the next project we did was a big collaged board, which was a book cover. And I did end up adding some eyelets and some brown ribbon so I can hang it up and surprise my guests with it, with my family photo. So that was heaps of fun to do. And I used the gorgeous ornate book corners on this as well. Just sort of transforms it from a ordinary sort of book cover. I think it looks really cool. Great way to recycle book covers as well. So that was heaps of fun project. And then we did ribbon dangles. Embellished those ones. And we've got these other ones as well. You could hang all sorts with these, little embroideries and cross stitches. I'll probably do some of that in the future as well. And our little tassels. So that was heaps and heaps of fun. And then, of course, we attached one of those to our journal here. So that's one way that I would use them. And I covered the corners of both of these covers. I've got some nice ornate ones on this one. And then these little ones on this wallpaper cover. So that was so much fun. Massive thank you to Pandahall Selected for the awesome products to sample. And if you're interested, the link to Pandahall will be down below, as will links to the products that I've used and also a discount code for 10% off your first order. So I hope you enjoyed that. Take care of yourselves, be good, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.